tell her say yes, so yes. Yes, so yes. Me a tell her say yes, so yes. Dama, Mr. Mali on deck.
Hello there and welcome to the Elegant Side of Life. I am Jennifer John and this Elegant Side of Life is Prime TV. Several industries, of course, contribute to being elegant, but we already know that the major industry for elegance is the fashion industry. And the Nigerian fashion industry has been super successful globally. And that's why I'm super excited to have with me one of the people who have contributed her time, her expertise, her creativity to making the Nigerian fashion industry a huge success. And of course, her brand, one to reckon with. I'm talking none other than the CEO of House of Mary, Mrs. Joan Ibuzo. Hi, Joan.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
And thank you for having us over.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, I met you several months ago, earlier this year at the African Fashion Week in Nigeria. And what caught my attention were your designs. I didn't know of House of Mary until that evening when you showcased, and every piece that came out that night, I was like, no, she has to be new. And then I did my researches and you'd been around for a while. So I'm thinking, blimey, what happened to me? Where have I been? So give us a little backstory about House of Mary.
Being a creative director of House of Mary was born out of the yearning to be, to exhibit my art. I tell people I'm an artist, and officially we'll be 5 years old.
Okay.
Unofficially, we've been experimenting for like maybe 13, 14 odd years.
Okay.
And it's been amazing. And I tell people, I say, look, it's something I've always wanted to, interpret my art. How do I interpret my art? I tell people, okay, fine, I want to use a woman's anatomy as my canvas.
Okay.
So I choose to express myself in the choice of fabrics, choice of color I decide to use. Along the line, we've been opportune to have various opportunities. Done the London Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, we've done the Lagos Fashion Week, and it's been amazing. It's an amazing journey.
All right, so being a creative director in the Nigerian fashion industries, tell us some of the challenges you experienced being able to express your art.
What we face in this country, in part of our world, is disciplined, skilled manpower. You have a situation where you rarely see expert, really disciplined tailors that are willing to learn the way you want your art expressed. Take their time to probably mentor under you for a while, and even when they think they're half-baked, before you want to move to the next phase, they find another shape. Having to generate your own power is very frustrating in this country, where we have to source for our own electricity. Who bears all that and when you have to, at the end of the day, cost your fabric, your man hours. How do you cost it with all these elements not in place? In the advanced world where you have establishments where you have people divided, you have a division of labor where someone else is handling just the sleeve, one person's doing labeling the dress, another one is making sure that the is all in place. All that is done ample time, swift, clean, neat, and delivered at the prompt time. So you have industries that support such people. We don't have that in the part of our world. However, we're blessed in this part of our world with a lot of ideas. Even I tell people our land has the best colors that even international forecasts will come up with colors, and there you are. You have such raw materials around us, motifs from our ancestors, lots of stuff happening around. And I dare say Nigerians are very fashionable.
Yes.
So
what solutions do you think we can have to these problems? Any ideas, you want to proffer to fixing these issues?
Well, you would have so many people come up with so many ideas. So many ideas, come up every year, every time. You will think of okay, fine. What industry can come together to say, I'm ready to, support the fashion industry. I'm a bank. I'm a telecoms giant. I want this country to be able to sell our art through fashion. I want to sponsor untapped talents. And you come and you say, fine, I decide that I'm going to decide to put up my own factory together. Bring in maybe expertise from abroad.
Okay.
Because our young, modern Nigerians, most of them lack a lot of discipline.
Right.
Discipline is the watchword. And when they understand that, I tell people, I say, look, you don't run or rush to achieve it. You take it at a time.
Right.
Even nature blesses it when it becomes, when you take it at a time.
At a time.
You acquire the taste of excellence and exquisite things.
Sure.
Take it slowly. Establish, a factory. You say, look, I want to bring this expertise. Outsource it to designers. You don't need to worry about tailors anymore. You don't need to worry about people that will cut your designs. Bring your designs, for example. Come here, you would have someone do it for you. How many pieces do you want produced? They'll produce it for you at a certain time.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to do that, and even maybe probably help those designers or those products when they're baked and ready.
Yeah.
Find a way to get the international market to buy them. Invite international buyers, invite international magazines to come see these products and portray it. Look at it. That way, you even at the end of the day make money. If you want to say, okay, you just don't want to do charity, you want to run a business. The buyers and these magazines can, you have the access to funds to get all those international exposure.
Yeah.
So once you expose such brands, everybody wants everything from Africa now. It's the latest thing. Even Beyonce is coming up with our song, because they are thinking they lack the materials anymore.
Yeah.
So why can't you just support what you have?
Right.
Take it. When you sell those things, you'll be amazed. Topshop will say, oh yes, I love these ethnic things. They right from source.
Right.
Buy, 1,000 pieces, because then you have put the cottage industry together that can produce it. Top-notch quality, attention to detail. You take it out there, you get buyers to buy for their different stores.
Yeah.
They buy it, you make up your money.
Exactly.
You make your money, you could take back your money, apply it back into the business. It's a win-win situation.
Right.
So, but it's our part of the world is ourselves. So we all have to struggle.
Yeah. But I'm sure it'll be over very soon, because I'm sure this is gonna get to the right people, the right viewers who can actually do stuff and make this. She just broke it down. You just broke it down, the whole process from start to finish, what we need to do. She just made it easier. So you just need to come and invest. Contact her, however, and then you guys can, talk this through and make the fashion industry much, much better. All right, so tell us, what are your favorite pieces to work with?
Everything apart from nylons, or I wouldn't want to work with nylons, no. Every other thing I think is pretty much okay for me to work with.
So from stones.
Oh yes, right. Oh yes. Although I dare say that I find sequin very cheap. So I tell people, I say, listen, that's why if you go to somewhere like India, hand beaded stone work are more expensive. You look for something that is sequin is easier and faster to put on a dress. It gives you the flat look. But the stonework is beautiful. It's tiring, but it's beautiful. It's classic. So anything, no material is out of my.
Okay, great. So, from a creative designer, creative director, what would you say the elements that make up a good outfit?
I think the thought process must start from when you see the fabric speak to you.
Okay.
So when you see the fabric, you think about it. Would he fit Jane? Knowing fully well that there must be 5 or 10 Janes that might like it. Because also, if you want to, 2 things: either you want to use it as a hobby or for business. If it's for business, you need to know how many times you can modify it, because there are some people that will tell you they don't want to wear the same dresses as Jane would wear. But how many people can't pay the price of a proper couture job?
House of Mary. Is there a motto? Like, what's your watchword? House of Mary. Like, some people say less is more, or something. What is it for House of Mary?
I would say elegance is sweet.
Okay, did you just think that up now?
Because when I look through my products,
Yeah.
I just see that as a watch. I see that as a byline. I see that as something that cuts across
Okay.
my products. And I see that as what people, feedback I get from my clients.
Okay.
So I would say that.
Okay, great. So let's talk about some of these elegant and sweet pieces from House of Mary. All right, you mentioned that this shoulder covers were like hand beaded.
Yes.
How long does it take? Was it taking a lot of work?
Yes. A lot of time and hours. I would say maybe 2 days, because you have to make sure it's aligned.
Okay.
So you need to, put it on a mannequin, pop it up, and you make sure as you beat it, you take it, you take each line, and it forms a total angle. Everything in place. So when you even do it, you have to tack it down in, so it's uniform and it's flexible, so that it's not a matter. It's not so stiff. Those are the things a sequin won't do.
Okay.
Yes, this is tireless. This is more tasking, but it gives you a better effect at the end of the day.
It's like a whole different art all by
Exactly,
itself.
and it has a long shelf life. You wash it, you take it to dry cleaners, it stays longer. No issue of the color change, and it just adds to the pop.
How often do you bring out your collections?
I would say a new idea comes up every week. It's because you're readily thinking.
Yeah.
Although most times I've had situations, and we have situations where clients just pop in appointments and see those designs while we are baking it, and just go and just take it off us. So sometimes you don't even have the time to actually document this design. So I have so many clients that have designs that I didn't even have time to reproduce, and maybe they probably wore it, and I'm like, oh, please, can you give me back? I never had time to make another piece. So that I could reproduce. It just gives you time to let your brain rest a while before you think up of another design.
Okay. So basically, the fashion industry is great. Business is good.
Business is good if you know what you're doing. But I keep telling, and I say it and I sing it everywhere. It is God. Honestly, because it can be a marvelous thing when He blesses your effort.
Right.
So that's it.
All glory's gotta return to God.
Yes, please.
So, any words of advice for upcoming designers?
Go to what you want to be. Just keep at it. Don't worry about, I'm not a known name. I tell people slow and steady gets you to win the race. The race might be in multitudes. The race might just not be now, but eventually you would have your song of glory.
Joanne, what's your definition of style?
Undiluted elegance, comfort, and above all, Your Vavu makes you stand out. Hello, my name is Joan Ibuzo, Creative Director, House of Marie, and you're watching Prime TV.